we got with the owner, and we're going to be, anybody can go. Because if you've never been to Madison Dry Goods, as we have now, anybody can go. There's a museum upstairs with artifacts from Madison, North Carolina, different things, but mostly the Lawson family murder stuff museum, which is really neat if you're into that kind of stuff. So I'm saying you could go there. They don't even mind if you bring a spirit box and all that. But what you're not going to do is go in there and stay for 2 or 3 hours and film and all that.
But guess what? We are.
Yep. Yeah, we are.
That's right. So Saturday night, we're lucky enough we're going to be there. We got a very short window, but it doesn't take long.
It really don't.
So we got a few hours Saturday evening. Hopefully we're going to learn a lot about Madison Dry Goods and just how haunted it really is. If you watch that Netflix show, it'll turn you upside down. I don't know how much of the demon stuff that part of it I believe in, but
I'm gonna pitch in something right there.
Well, bring it, dog.
If I get affected like I did for 2 straight hours or for however long we got to be in there, I don't know that I'm even gonna want to be in there for more than 2 hours.
Hold on now. Is this somebody that likes ghosts? Is there somebody?
Evidently.
Cat must have his tongue. He must be a real ghost.
Yeah.
Join audio.
Oh, Alexis, yeah, you messaged Riley to ring the dang comments. I don't know. Is there something up there we might have missed? I ain't sure. Or were you just talking about?
It was me.
Okay, cool. I know we've had a few ugly messages in the past that I didn't see.
Ugly messages.
We've had some people talking some crap, but that's okay. So do we. It's okay.
Well, that's fine.
There's some trolls. There's some jealous folks. Yeah. I don't know why. Jesus, I have no clue why. But yeah, y'all.
This is why I don't have camera.
This is going to happen.
It is happening. Finally.
So I'm excited. I hope everybody else is excited. I told Riley, I said, man, we're going, 1 or 2 things are going to happen this week, this Saturday, last Saturday. We're going to ride a total of about 7 hours. Jeez. And be happy when we come home, or 7 hours and be pissed.
Yeah. Well, there's no telling, but I will say this. I went to Madison Dry Goods 2 years ago, and there's something there, 100%. It's just whether or not it's going to be willing to interact with us in the 2-hour period that we have. I'm very grateful. I was flat out denied this opportunity, so Father Spook's here worked some magic or something to make this happen.
Man, I don't know. I had my mind made up, and I get like that every now and then. I just wanted to answer. I wanted a yes or no. It's a shame we drove 7 hours to get an answer. But we did, and it worked out in our favor this time. It doesn't always. Yeah. But I guess we were owed one this time.
The big thing about this, what makes it so special, because it is very special, is, it's a place that nobody's been allowed to film in solely, like overnight, or any type of private investigation since the Netflix 28 Days Haunted. And there's roots to me, V, and Brittany, and Ethan. They grew up in Stokes County. I married into Stokes County. I suffered like a 10 to 15 year haunting I couldn't shake. And there's something bigger going on here. And I will say this about the 28 Days Haunted, and I know that Brittany and Ethan and everybody wants to chime in probably about this, but the only tie to the Lawson family is the fact that they held their funeral there because it was the largest funeral home in the area in 1929. Yeah. So this place that it actually occurred is about a 40 minute drive away from Madison Dry Goods, because Madison is right over the Stokes County line in Rockingham County. That's the only tie. They really play into this Charlie Lawson thing. So I'm having a hard time believing some of the 28 Days Haunted stuff.
Me
but
too.
I will say this, though. The way the guy acted with the head pains and the aggression and stuff is very reminiscent of how I've been treated by people, males from Stokes County, when they have been influenced by something that is not.
I know the hellhounds are.
That is not. That's kind of coming after you. A lot of weird stuff happens in this area, and it affects people's lives. high unaliving rates. Like there's a lot going on. Again, I did a podcast on this. I don't have a lot of time to join tonight because we've had a family emergency. By the way, I'm not going to get in details, but I have to leave here just directly after this.
Okay.
Okay,
But
Chastity.
I just wanted to join and say that I'm excited. I can't express how excited I am because it's the only time they don't allow people to do this. He said yes this one time. And as Greg said, they're not allowing anybody else to do this. So it is big. It's once in a lifetime opportunity, something I've wanted for years myself.
Yeah, we're not opening the door for and I say that I'm just going by what they told us. We don't do this, but we're going to do it this time. We're not going to make a habit of it because most people can come during the day when the museum is open and walk through it and kind of do their own little investigation. But as far as going in there after hours, it doesn't happen. So we're I do feel lucky. We're blessed to be able to do it. So
and there's one thing. Well, there's one other thing. Remember that they don't let people do, but we're going to get to do.
Yeah, we got full access.
Yeah, 3rd floor.
So that's a whole different thing. So if you go to Madison Dry Goods tomorrow morning when they open and go up in the museum, the 3rd floor door is locked, so you can't get on the 3rd floor for sure. But we'll have access to the 2nd and 3rd floor Saturday night for a few hours, and who knows? We'll be doing a lot of recording. There's a lot of things that can go wrong pretty quick in that place. Because no longer than I was there. Well, let me back up with what you said a little while ago. I noticed after Riley and I, when we started heading up the steps in that place, and I noticed he started feeling funny, and I've seen the look before. I felt nothing. I really didn't. But when we got up on the 2nd floor, he looked flushed. He said, "Man, something's on me already." And we were not there. I'm telling you guys, we weren't up there 3 minutes, and he got that feeling. And the further we walked around that place, the dizzier acting he got.
The worse I started feeling.
I literally, and I help him up and down stairs just safely. I don't have to, but especially when there's not a handrail. But I had to help him. I had to help him get out of that place. So when we got outside, the door, he was perfectly fine. So like you said, there's something going on in that place for sure.
Yeah. It was crazy. I felt used and abused, to be honest. That's why I said I wasn't going to plan being there no longer than 2 hours or however long we have it.
And I've done it before. I've pumped up a location. You all heard me do it, and we get there and nothing happens. So I'm not going to be pumping it up. I'm going to leave it as nothing will probably happen.
I like ghosts.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. And I back that, my brother.
Oh, absolutely. How's it hanging, Riley?
Yeah, I mean, so Chastity, you've been. Has anybody else been there?
Just Alexis and Chastity from our group, as far as I know.
I wish Alexis would go back.
My grandma went, but that was with the previous owner we knew the previous owner, and I didn't realize until he no longer owned it. But we personally have not went because of the close ties to my family. I've just kind of kept distance because this whole county has a different energy, and I just wasn't trying to welcome too much around.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's up, 305 Paranormal? And all the moons in here. We got a little house tonight, y'all. Thank everybody for getting on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Chastity brings the crowd. I'm sorry, everybody else.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I can't see the chat.
I'm working on try. I just found my phone, so now I can finally see the chat. Welcome in, everybody. Fair enough. I hyped it up a little bit, but it's a reason to be hyped.
Yeah.
So the ones who just got up here, we are going to Madison Dry Goods this weekend for a lock-in investigation. So that's a big deal for us. And it'd probably be a big deal for anybody if you know anything about Madison Dry Goods. I don't know a lot other than what a lot of you've seen on the Netflix show, and I've done some reading. And I will tell you, when we were there Saturday, we met the author of
Is it a not
White Christmas, Bloody
Nightmare?
Christmas.
Yeah, so this lady's got four or five different books. Her name's Trudy. Terrible with names. I don't know her last name.
Trudy.
But when she was young, actually, her father was a boy when the murders happened. So she said she might pop up here tonight, so we might see her up here.
Yeah.
But so she was
awesome.
intrigued, and she said, the murders in that town really played on a lot of people's life. A lot of people in that town. It's a very small town, and probably a lot smaller then, but it heavily weighed on people's their whole life when they were there after these murders.
Yeah, the energy never went away.
Yeah, and it tells on the people, everyone who is there, and look, they don't really like to talk about it a lot. We noticed when we were there, it was kind of quiet. The author of the book, she said, yeah, people at one time you couldn't talk about it. People would get mad if you talked about it. Especially if you tried to make money off of it. So I don't know. We met her, and her comments to us, she said, I know everybody's seen the show. She was actually on the show. If you guys watched the Netflix show, she was up there. What's the lady's name that was on it? Brandy, actually, I think it was almost like a Zoom call. Y'all guys seen that?
I haven't seen it.
I did.
So the lady she zoomed call, when you see the lady get on the screen, it is Trudy, the lady who knows the history like no other.
Yeah.
About the Lawson family murders. So
That's awesome.
she was on it, and she said, "Look, I'm just going to tell you straight up. I know this place is haunted, without a doubt. This place is haunted, but I don't feel like it's haunted by Charlie Lawson." She really felt like the place was like it was they scripted it, and I was not there, but some things happen. Look, we've all been there now. We've been in some crazy places with poltergeist activity, some crazy things going on.
Yeah,
and sometimes when you see it happening on TV, it just doesn't feel. I know every situation is different, but it doesn't feel like what I've experienced. And with that being said, we might go this weekend, and all this changed my mind. So I'll leave that there.
I've said this before in previous lives, but I'll say it again. Me and my sister went.
Okay. It's thunder and y'all some snow.
I know. I heard the thunder here. I'm pretty sure 7 days. It's 7 days before we're supposed to go. I think it was Saturday night or Sunday night. I heard it. So I'm squeezing my butt cheeks together and hoping Frosty stays away.
Yeah.
Stay
Definitely.
But basically, yes, the energy's kind of funky in there. It can make you disoriented. I'm pretty sure 28 Days Haunted, there was a little scripted stuff going on. If anything is there. Now, I don't know how you guys from Stokes County feel about this, but I think there is some Native American curses that are about, and I think there's entities associated with that and like destruction type entities personally that that kind of work together as a unit and or main larger entities that are not bound by space or time or rules. And if anything's there associated with Charlie Lawson, it's because people have brought it there through their intentions.
Well, it's also, don't forget, Chess, that there's a history that is specific society.
Yes, absolutely.
And that has an awful lot to do with the way things are around there.
Right. Well, and it shows on the gravestone that the Masons paid for the burial of the family. That's in the readings.
Yeah.
Like if you read about it.
Yeah, we noticed some pictures in there of that very same thing.
Yeah.
I read a little clip today, just going through it, and a lot of people say Charlie Lawson was down and out financially. I think there was a serious 1929. Didn't everything crash? Everything was
that's called Black Tuesday.
Okay,
but at the same time,
they said when he died, he had like $60-something in his pocket. He had just been out shopping with the family, bought them all, new clothes. To us this day and time, that doesn't seem like a lot, but in 1929, $60-something cash in your pocket. I don't know what that equates to today, but I'd say that would be a lot of money.
Yeah.
I wonder
Mhm.
how much change was in his pocket.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, V. A lot.
Look, these stories play with numbers.
I mean, I get that. I get what you're trying to say here, but yeah, $63. I'm not sure. He took his
Ah,
family a few days prior and took them to Winston-Salem and bought them all new clothes and had that picture taken. That man premeditated all this. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to get that family photo. But yeah,
Yeah.
Brittany, what is your thoughts on like the Stokes County just energy and lore, like with the entity thing and the Native American curses and stuff?
There's definitely lots of Native American artifacts all over the county. The I believe it's definitely cursed because there's too many coincidences, or I don't know that it's coincidences, but as much of just happenings in the world where a lot of things reoccur in Stokes County. Like there's repetitive things that just happen up here. A lot of things get brushed under the rug, but with these murders, they went nationwide, so it's something that didn't get brushed under the rug very well.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a different type of energy that feels like it's set back in time when you're up here. Like you're not in present day. It's a different time. Like I don't know how to describe it.
We're stuck
Yeah,
in the 70s.
like behind.
it's been 95 years later, and we're saying the same things. Pete, everybody feels like they know why Charlie Lawson. If you don't know, guys, Charlie Lawson, killed 7 people, including himself, would be 8.
His entire family,
He
basically.
killed his
Yeah.
whole family on Christmas Day, 95 years ago on Christmas Day. That's pretty darn tragic. And here
Yeah.
today, people are still. I saw a chat group that was started in 1990 something, or no, not 1990, 2009, and somebody was typing in on it. It seems like every year on the anniversary it comes back up, and people start thinking about it. And
Yeah.
the same thing is, why did he do it?
Yeah.
95 years later, everybody's assuming, but who really knows why he did it?
Yeah.
I will just say one thing. I did look up the price of the value of the money back then. So 1929, $100 would have been about the equivalent of $1,800 today.
Oh yeah,
That sounds
wow.
about right. Yeah.
yeah. So in 1929, a Pepsi Cola was probably 2 cents.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a nickel. It might have been 1 cent. So I mean, if you put it in perspective, all you could buy with $64 would have been a lot back then.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's crazy, the thing that happened and the reasons why we'll never truly know, but we're going to go to we're going to try to do at least one more location that day, but it's not I personally have asked to keep it on the down low for now because of where it's at and certain situations, because I'm just saying we might need some bail money raised after. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all gonna have
More
to
than likely.
bust us up out of the Stokes County. I'm kidding, though, probably not. But for real though, I'm just keeping it on the DL for now. It might end up in a video somewhere. I don't know where. It might be only on Patreon, or it might end up a little bit in the full video, depending on what we get. But there's some answers I want to ask, and we're all trying to find out. Like, we have all decided to get in there and get down to business. We ain't gonna be doing much fun conversating prior to getting this started. We're gonna have to go in here guns blazing and just get her done. So we've all talked about having like a little list of questions we're thinking of asking, and mine are going to be directed towards Charlie Lawson at this location and maybe a couple, but I want to figure out why this place is so haunted now. There was hotel rooms, and I felt there was a brothel there at one time, but I was never told that. But Greg, you mentioned there was a brothel, correct?
He didn't call it a brothel, but let's just say if it was hotel rooms you could rent for the night, there was ladies around, and there was alcohol. What does that equal to?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that kind of stuff happened.
A good time for somebody, but
money or alcohol equals death.
you just told
How dark
everybody.
is it? It's too dark. My head's too big.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I was going to get ready and come on
Maybe we
video.
won't need that, Connie. Connie said she had your bail money, but maybe we won't need it.
Hopefully
Yeah,
not,
maybe
Connie.
we
I thank
won't.
you for having my back.
I might need it.
Maybe we
God.
won't, but who knows what might happen. Big Deal might get up there and turn it out. I don't know.
Deal's gonna
You can
turn it
never tell
out.
what Big Deal's going to do. He's very
Well,
unpredictable.
It's my hometown. I can tell you this much. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'll be right back. I'm going to take these hellhounds.
all right.
They're acting cry. I'll be right back.
All right.
What Brittany
Oh,
says, history repeats itself. It justifies with like bloodline curses. If you're trying to like get to the origin and why things happen, it's because of that. It's like constantly repeating itself. People can't get out of there. You're lucky to get out of Stokes County if you get out of there. It's hard. It's so hard.
Absolutely. It's a lot of generational curse too.
Mhm.
I would agree with that.
What are y'all talking about?
Stokes County.
The
It
actual
is-
county itself?
The
Yes.
county itself, if you're born here, chances are you're born poor, and it's very hard to escape from this cycle of never being able to get above water. Like
The
you're
ones
always,
with the money control it all.
you're always just barely floating your head above water to survive up here. Like,
Yeah.
Usually
and they
born
make
here,
sure.
you pass here.
Sorry, Ethan.
Oh, you're fine.
Hey, by the way.
Hello. Waving furiously, even though you can't see.
Oh, I waved at you too. I promise.
But yeah, so it's going to be a crazy night. It's only for 2 hours. To be the first group of people allowed in there to film, to me, is super special. It is once in a
100.
lifetime.
Especially the third floor.
Yeah, the third floor is a big win. So we're going to try to get some answers of what actually it is. It was a funeral home on the second floor. It was a funeral parlor. The embalming room is at the very top of the steps, so they had to haul all them bodies up the steps, y'all. So
Well, they got an elevator. That was the one deal. I read today. So across the street,
I remember reading that.
29 was from Madison Dry Goods was another funeral home, and the embalming room and everything was upstairs on it also. No, that's not true. It wasn't big enough. What was the deal?
It wasn't big enough.
It was big enough. It was big enough, but it didn't have an elevator. So the embalming was upstairs.
Yeah.
So they went to on the second floor, Madison Dry Goods, where the funeral parlor was, and they took all the bodies there because they had an elevator. So the one across the street was a bigger funeral home, but it had no elevator. So it said when it was time, when they got all the bodies ready and it was time to view the bodies, that there wasn't enough room for 7 caskets in Madison Dry Goods. So they took the bodies back down the elevator and wheeled them across the street to the bigger funeral home for viewing. How about that?
Wow.
that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is wild.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
It's
But
crazy.
that place. So 2 years ago, when y'all went on the second floor, were there rooms like fixed up with this place, the second floor of this place is packed full, floor to, corner to corner with different things, merchandise and stuff.
So the second floor had those rooms, and they were roped off, and they had timed material in it.
Like this is one?
Yes, but it's like it's roped off, so it's all like a museum. So yes,
Correct.
They had a bunch of stuff in there. Maybe they've probably added a few more pieces since then too. But yes, the whole second floor and the old hotel rooms, because that's what it first was. Then it was a hardware store. Yep. It looked very similar to that. There may be some pieces that have been added, but yes, very similar. And then the third floor, you have the entry in the big room. Now that's the room that gives me the heebie-jeebies, honestly. another thing about this place is the wooden floors. They are so loud.
They are.
So
Yes,
any
they are.
EVPs, we're going to have to sit our butts on the ground and not move if we're going to try to hear anything, because it is
Yeah.
impossible. We're going to have to be very conscious about our movements when we're trying
Yeah.
to communicate, for sure.
I think absolutely sitting down is key.
Yeah.
And we'll get
Hey.
Riley a chair or something.
Hey, Chastity, guess
Look.
what?
What?
Good guessing.
Ang-
Playing the guessing game.
Ang-
Guess what?
Angel told me I could pick up the poultry pod on the way to Madison Saturday.
Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
you don't want to miss that. As exclusive as this is, this is crazy. Like my
Yeah,
mind's still
right.
blown about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know we'll be like, I don't know about you guys, but the anxiety will kick in Saturday. I'll be so jacked up and ready to go. And then it'll be a 3-hour drive to get there, and my bubble will be blown by then. I don't know. We'll probably be jacked up until it's over.
I've got drinks to make sure to ensure that I'm jacked up.
Just don't give off any disappointments. Like save your disappointments for sure. Like
yeah,
if you
we're
start
gonna-
feeling that way, put that shit out as soon as you can.
Because this
Yeah.
place will I'm sorry. This place will mess with your head
Mm-hmm.
bad.
There's some strong vibes there for sure. I mean, I can
There's-
tell.
I know.
I've been in places where I feel it when I walk in the door, but I didn't feel anything, but I could tell by him. I could see the look on his face, like he was like, I'm wondering if I'm getting sick.
Yeah.
Like, no, you ain't getting sick, buddy. Something knows that we're here.
Do y'all feel the crushing feeling? Like
Yeah, on my brain.
yeah,
he
that's
said
the
like
constricting
actually-
spirit that is over Stutz County. Like
Well,
Yeah.
that.
the funny thing about that, now we're talking about that. He told me it felt like something was squeezing his head. And
Yeah,
thinking
it's a
back,
python spirit.
yeah. See, and thinking back, if you watch that Netflix 28 Days or whatever, the guy that was up there on the 3rd floor, so he felt like something was hurting his head. He had a terrible headache from being
Yeah.
up there too.
The woman
kinda
did
weird.
too. The
Yeah,
woman
she
felt
did
like it was
too.
squeezing her head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
I don't
pretty
want my head
interesting.
squeezed. They don't have permission to squeeze my head.
No, definitely
No,
don't.
They can
They're
leave my
going-
head alone.
they might not mess with yours, V, but they're gonna give Dylan all he wants Saturday.
I pretty much figured out why I've been getting cussed at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I figured out a little earlier this week.
Do too.
It's basically because they're not able to do stuff like that to me.
Right.
Like the solidification, like of belief, like how strong you are in your beliefs,
Mhm.
and like it really makes a difference. I really noticed that. Also, looking back at Brushy Mountain and going through the death row thing that I had, I noticed there was a lot of chatter about like things like that, like I know who I am or I know where I'm going, stuff like that. When I heard things like that, it kind of clicked with me, and I understood like, well, these things don't like that because they can't really mess with me. I'm sitting here talking to them, and they can't do what they normally do to other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like-
Makes sense.
I mean, to be protected is probably the most important thing, but like, it's went up, and I can't bring it back down. It's really like, I mean, I really don't think I want to bring it back down, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I guess that the cussing and the foul language and stuff is just some stuff we're gonna have to keep dealing with.
Yeah. So I do like you touched on as far as the place being very loud. Another thing is not only are the floors loud, you can be in that place. You could probably be in your socks walking, and if you were upstairs, you'd hear it for sure. But
Yeah.
the floors creak with every move. The place is that old with the old hardwood floors.
Yeah.
But what else I noticed was how your voice carries in that place, because the ceilings are like 20 foot tall and on the first floor. The second floor ceilings are probably 14, 15 foot tall.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's just the echo. It's just going to be loud. So we won't have to holler and scream, which is
Yeah.
Riley.
I can't help that.
I can't wait to see.
Loud place.
I've never been.
Yeah, we just all we got one shot, like Greg said. We got one shot, one opportunity. I'm hearing Eminem in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Uh,
I wish I had my banjo right now.
I wish you did too.
Yeah.
Bring your banjo. We can have fun after.
Alexa said she remembered Chastity when she was with you there, feeling like she had the wind knocked out of her. She said it was hard to breathe.
Yeah.
I remember her saying that.
Yep,
Well,
absolutely. And
What
anybody
was
that's
Billy
just joining in,
calling?
the big reveal, if y'all missed it, we're going to get to do the very first private investigation since the Netflix 28 Days Haunted of Madison Dry Goods. We're getting full access to the second and third floor, which is unheard of. It's never going to happen again. It's not an advertisement.
The one and only.
We've been privileged enough, and Greg smooth talked this guy, put the hoodoo on him somehow. I'm just kidding.
I like ghosts, and I like Greg's talking to people who like ghosts.
Greg was the man for the job.
Nice edit, V.
Thank you.
But yeah,
I don't
guys,
try it. Just
determination, I guess. We were determined. Actually, I told Riley, all I want is to hear this man to look me in the face and tell me no.
In this situation, no never means no.
Yeah.
Until it's final. And the owner is the last person you go to, but this owner, I watched him. He seems to be very kind and very
nice guy, man. Nice guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yes.
He's hard to get up with because he works a full-time job somewhere else. He doesn't work at the store. It's a really neat store too, by the way. They got a good little restaurant in it. They had some homemade cinnamon rolls, homemade cookies.
Those things were awesome.
Yeah, they were. The cookies were really good. I tried to bring one home for my daughter to try so she could copy it. But I ate that son of a bitch before we got out of Rockin' Hill.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go a bit earlier than
I was just thinking the same.
Mine was gone before you could even get out of the parking lot
Yeah.
where we're in.
What'd you say, Ethan?
I said sweets and Star Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the message about the big pizzas, so we'll definitely have to hit that too.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to show up a couple hours early just to have enough time to make sure everything's set up and ready to drag through.
Oh no.
We could also get B-roll that way too.
Yeah.
Very true.
We're coming from too far away not to be early, not a chance that anything can happen. So
Yeah.
my intentions are to be in that area, in that vicinity, somewhere 2 hours early at least. We're going to be there.
Yeah.
If y'all want to be a part of the other visit, which will be short but sweet, if y'all want to do that, we'll have to work it out.
Yeah, we got to figure that part out.
Yeah, I've talked about it in the chat, but it's way back up there now. But yeah, guys, we're so excited, and I can't believe it's actually happening. We all were hoping and wishing for it. Again, the owner seems super nice, and what I really like is he's young. He's like 30 and very invested in keeping the history alive.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing.
We're going to do more than just mess with what's alive.
That's what V said.
Yeah. I like ghosts.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, I will stop. I was sorry.
So if you're in that area, of course, the lady was having the book signed on Saturday, so there were a lot of people talking about it. Some people even thought that the son was the one that did the killing, but the Trudy lady said that he was definitely somewhere else. He had an ally. Somebody was with him. So he didn't do it. But there's all kinds of things you can hear. But what she did think, and I know you've all heard it, is the daughter may have been pregnant by Charlie Lawson, by the father, which is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But she said that, she said, I mean, she wasn't there, but she said that was true. It came from her father. So this book, the books that she written were from when her father, before he passed, he kept notes of this from being a little boy in childhood all the way up until he in his 60s, of questioning people in the town, and he was just very intrigued and overtaken by what had happened.
Yeah.
And she said you wouldn't believe the notes and stuff that they went over for like 10 years before she even thought about writing a book about it.
Yeah.
So she has facts. I mean, she has reasons to back it up from people who were actually there, not there when it happened, but
Well, I would say documentation
there you go.
instead of fact, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
there
true.
are some things that are definitely that don't quite add up to me in the story, and I'll probably reveal more of that later on. But it's definitely something I've been wondering since I was a kid myself, and when it comes down to the allegations of it, that's how I look at them. Like I say, allegedly, because there was never truly anything fully proven.
Yeah.
It's just like documentations and speculation. And I can say one thing, agreeing with Brittany 100%. This place, it doesn't change. History repeats itself, and
Yeah.
I see a lot of things. If it's going on now, it was going on back then more than likely. The only things that change are the fads and the times,
No doubt.
But the point I'm trying to make is the 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 way that it was. There were a lot of rumors and things going around back then, just like today. If you ask somebody about what somebody did last week, the whole story is going to be all jumbled up into something else, and it's going to sound way more exciting than what actually happened. So, I mean, I always take things with a grain of salt when it comes to that, and it would be nice to get some kind of answers like that from the spirits.
So I'm kind of like Chastity. I'm kind of like you, and Riley and I talked about it. As far as I don't know, but I got a feeling this place isn't haunted by um, none of the Lawsons. I feel like it's from something that took place on that third floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sadly, nobody's alive to tell us what took place up there. So my question is, I want to work on some questions when we start on that third floor investigation. I'd love to get a sign or communication from somebody that can tell us what really happened up there.
Yeah.
That would be very nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very interested in finding out if there's something there older, for
I
sure,
believe there is. I
and
believe there's
getting
something.
details.
And
Yeah, I
look,
believe.
who knows? You guys might know that you probably know the history. What was there before that building was built? I mean, what's it standing on?
It's
What was that county before that
Brit-
town, was built?
it was Sar Indians. So it was Upper Town and Lower Town. Lower Town is Madison. Upper Town's Walnut Cove. So back in the 1600s, Sar Indians were there, and they had another tribe come in, and they had a full out war. And we don't know whatever survivors, they ended up migrating away. But Brittany has done a lot of research on this, so this is probably more of her area expertise.
I mean, you pretty much covered it. The SARS was all over Stokes County and Rockingham County. Like, it was a decently sized tribe. Like, we have Saratown Mountain here in Stokes County, and there's been artifacts found all over. Everybody pretty much finds something in their fields around here because we still have a lot of farmers with fields, and they'll just find all kinds of artifacts. My
Agreed.
family, we personally found pottery, arrowheads, all kinds of stuff
Mm-hmm.
on our farm. Like, it's just.
Did you say a piece of pottery washed up in your walkway?
Yeah, no. So as the yard continued to erode, a piece of pottery just came up in the yard.
That's wild.
It's just immense amounts of native artifacts left here. And
Yeah.
so there was also another group. I don't know what their exact tribe was, but there was a group over closer to where I'm from in Stokes County, and they referred to this creek as Peach Gut because they all starved just about because they couldn't get food from their creek. But there's just all kinds of Native American tribes that was up here that suffered, and unfortunately, in my research, I've discovered. So I'm related to the Lawsons paternally, and maternally, I'm related to people that ran some of the Native Americans off from this county. So,
Yeah, curses.
I have things on both sides of my family that ties me deeply into this county.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which echoes through, like, one thing to understand about certain native tribes is they would develop thought form entities or call upon ancient entities to fight wars with them. People don't know that. And these things, especially thought forms, when their intentions put into these entities that are created, they linger after the human's body's gone. If they're not controlled, they linger and they have a purpose, and they keep trying to fulfill this purpose if they're unmanaged. This is common. It's common in witchcraft and certain types of witchcraft, not all witchcraft, where they create thought form entities. Uh, Egregores and topas and stuff like that. Those are thought forms. And this is kind of what I'm getting at also with the curses and stuff. Ethan, he brought up in my podcast a couple years ago, like Brown Mountain. Ethan can tell you if he wants what he thinks. I think we've talked about it, but
I just think it's a large burial mound, the entire thing.
Yeah.
because why though?
Well, there are several hills on it where plants do not grow, and it said usually in burial mounds that plants do not grow on them. Trees won't grow, bushes won't grow, shrubs won't grow, none of that stuff.
I can show you some, Ethan.
That's
I know
pretty
where a couple are around Stokes County.
An entire
All right.
mound of dead people.
And
So, Brittany, have you been to Madison Dry Goods?
Personally, I did not go, but like I said, my maternal grandmother went back a few years ago, and she swears that there's something there. Like, and she doesn't talk about having abilities or anything, but I've always thought she does. And she was telling me something she thinks she felt, and she's like, definitely when you go upstairs, go to the room on the right. And I was like, okay, but she went, but I've never gone because Madison's about a 35-minute drive from where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't have a reason to go, we just don't go.
Yeah.
Second.
I get it.
Also, 704 is infinitely long for whatever reason.
yeah. Yeah. It's
I
crazy.
really like where you guys are at. I'm not really a big fan of the area I grew up in, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot more peaceful up there, but I mean, it gets pretty remote, and then you get also not just into the Native American traditions, but y'all have to remember Appalachian folk magic came from German and Dutch roots. So there's a lot of magic in these hills. Appalachia hasn't been underwater in hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years, unlike other parts of the country. You have a whole plethora of energy. Another thing I want to bring to people's attention is the Pilot Mountain ley line wheel. One of the ley lines runs straight through Stokes County at the Virginia line, which is known as the 3630 or the 3660 line, which is the slavery line, quote unquote, where, that's where it's a little different. History goes a little bit different, but the top of the Pilot Mountain wheel, it has 6 different lines that jet out. And at the very top of that Pilot Mountain wheel is Moundsville, West Virginia. The reason it's called Moundsville is because literally, swear to y'all, literally right in front of West Virginia Penitentiary, there's a Native American burial ground. Literally right across the street. You're standing looking at West Virginia Penitentiary for example, to your right, and then you look to your left, and there's a huge ass Indian mound. So there's just so much energy, and these ley lines are said to cause, paranormal experiences. So it's like think of it as like the way Spirit wants me to describe it is it's a catch-all type thing. catches memories, it captures entities. The veil is thinner in these areas, so to speak.
Hey, Chas, did you know this? The cities on the ley line specifically, they mirror on the other side of the world.
Yeah, so the Pilot Mountain, the Pilot Mountain that runs through the ley line runs through Washington D.C., through New York, and straight to Stonehenge.
Yes, but
So
some of them also have names like Jerusalem or like names that you would hear like Middle Eastern names or like all in
right,
America, and they match exactly on the same parallels on the other side of the world. They were
right.
built specifically with that geography in mind.
Yeah, there's just so much. I mean, it's not one particular thing in this instance. It's a ton, but I am definitely with Greg on this. I want to focus on getting to the bottom of why this building particularly is so haunted. And it might have a little bit to do with the Charlie Lawson family because of the intention that has been put in there, but it does run a lot deeper. There's something like kind of coming to mind, and I'm going to have to fish for it at a later time because I do have to get off here. I'm sure they're going to continue the live for a few more minutes, or at least another few, a little bit of time. So, I
So
mean,
I got a question before you get off. It's something I
sure.
thought about. So we go and we conduct this investigation Saturday night, and we get nothing. I'm already playing this thing out, and I'm probably totally wrong. We get nothing to do with the Lawson family at all, and we spirits let us know. They give us signs and tell us things, and we have an idea, or we might even figure out what happened there. Who knows? How are we going to be taken by the world who watched the 28 Days Haunted when we tell them, hey, the Lawsons ain't there, man? You won't talk to Charlie Lawson.
Well, hopefully it's big enough to cause a stir because I'll argue some bitch down if I got to.
Yeah.
I just thought about it. I mean, be prepared because, we're going to do our own thing. And this is something we've all agreed on, and we will as long as we do it. We're not going to make anything up. We're not going to
100%.
we're going to tell it like it is. If there's a spirit there, fine. I hope we can communicate with it.
Yeah.
But if it's not, I've always been the type to say, there's nothing here. You got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Falsifying
And
evidence does nothing
it,
for the paranormal community.
No, absolutely not. And y'all have heard me speak on it several times. I'm very passionate about that, about making sure the truth gets out there. One thing that bothers me more than anything is seeing like bigger people do that. And that's why they got the views they got, because they've got little scaredy cat people or people who overreact. I'm not about all that. I want to actually see, and there are people like us out there that do the same thing, and provide you with what they see. That's why I like watching some of our local people like 305 and Joe and Joy, the stuff they talk about. That live they had, I think it was last week. It was really nice. Like that was pretty convincing. That was some nice evidence, and it's a shame that stuff like that doesn't get pushed more. But you can obviously. I'm trying to be careful how I say this. You can't expect so much truth to get out on a platform that bases a lot of things on untruth, like that allows so much untruth to be revealed as truth,
Yeah.
like in their eyes, and trying to push it that way and cause mental illness with people who are not on a certain awareness of consciousness.
Yeah.
And another thing to keep in mind is down south, we're not going to be going live because we're looking forward to awesome video from you guys. So we're not going to go live. We might hop on, let people know we're here, and but we're not going to mess up. We're not going to mess it up for everybody.
Yeah.
I
No
would
more.
like, if we can go live at some point, I would be fine with that. Plus, I talked to Riley about y'all getting me the footage. because I would like to have a video, something for y'all to come out with this too, because my January video is going to be Trivet Clinic, because my next video is our top 10 paranormal experiences of 2024.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you right now, it's one hell of a list, because once I got back in and I looked at everything, it's amazing. So 2024 is kicked ass, first of all. Second of all, I mean, I'm not opposed to going live. I don't think we'd go live the whole time, but I'm totally down. Because the people, we've hyped this up for this to be, you know, the night before Christmas type thing. If we can go live at some point, I think
true.
people would appreciate it. Do we need to film the whole thing? Probably not, you know, just because. But if we can hop in there and everybody says hello, I'm down. So
okay. Just so we're all get on the same page, and like I said, I don't want to feel like we're being controlling of any way. I want it to be good for all of us. That's
right.
my whole deal.
Too.
And I do too. That's why I want to get y'all a video out of this.
Nice. Well, we're not going to turn that down.
No,
I can't guarantee, you know, because I mean, I don't know how long it'll be, but we'll talk about it. All I need y'all to do is go through the evidence and tell me what you want to put in it. And at that point, it's literally stacking up, making a storyline that's there. I mean, that's part of making a video. People are like, a storyline. Yeah, the videos, they have a storyline. It's the story of when we were there.
Right.
So, but it has to, you know, for me, that's why I try to do it in such a way. I try to make people feel like they were there with us. That's the best part of it. So, I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, I'm so excited. Hoping
good. I'm glad.
I am too.
I like ghosts.
That's what I want to hear.
Because I'm sure if I would have went, they'd have probably told me no.
Would you have ever guessed that, Daddy?
Yeah, I can get. I'm pretty
He
sure he
likes ghosts.
If anybody likes ghosts, that dude likes ghosts.
It's big. He likes ghosts.
I like ghosts.
And we have several locations. So we're working on, I mean, I'm still waiting for permission to film in the courthouse. I forgot to message the ladies.
Right.
But we have permission to film in the art studio, which my daughter actually was just there this past weekend watching a play. It's actually a larger, like Brittany said, than I really realized. So you got that place to investigate. We got the courthouse, and I'm going to talk to them about the jail. And then we've also got the old stone house, which is outside, and it's the old stone house with a tiny little graveyard next to it, which could be a location to do as well. So it's just about planning the date. Like I'm pretty sure we're going to get permission to film in the courthouse. If not, then I'll just do the art studio. And I'm going to try to see about the jail. So I'd like to get us maybe an overnighter if we have to hit up all 4 locations and get her done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at this point, though, I'm really sorry. I've got to leave. I'm sure everybody else is going to hang out for a while. I got to go take care of some family business, unfortunately. I love you guys. We'll see you as long as nothing pops up like where we're not allowed to go live. We'll see you live from Madison Dry Goods prior or during or after. And I'm going to try to go live too, probably after if I can on the way home from Madison Dry Goods. After we're probably going to have pizza or something after anyways. We've talked about it. We're up for it.
That's actually a good idea, Chastity. We can go live while we're eating pizza afterwards.
Yeah, Brittany brought up a place. She said it's good to try because their pizzas are like 28 inches big. So,
I'm really excited about the pizza and just going in general. But be careful, Chastity, and much love.
Much love and light. Bye, you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
So the word's been broke, everybody. We are going to Madison Dry Goods. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we are.
And we have limited time there, and we're going to do a crazy, awesome investigation in 2 hours.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna bring out all the goodies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you guys. I had a great setup when we went to Trivet Clinic. It was very fast. I was set up in like 3 minutes once I put my phone in and everything and got everything set up. So timing is definitely not going to be an issue on my end. We'll definitely be ready to roll this time for sure.
That's awesome.
No, that's good. And it hasn't been so long so you hadn't forgot, because I know you like ghosts and you're going to be ready.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I'm excited in a way, but I'm also kind of weary because this is the one place out of any other place that I've been affected the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are things that know me there, that knows things about me that it uses against me,
Right.
and it puts things in my mind, and it holds me back, and it stops me from progressing. I have nothing against the people there or how many things run. I love very many people there. People from all statuses there. Like there's a lot of good people, but it's the energy. Something about it. It's crazy. And Madison, I really want to see. I always felt strange going to Madison, and I've seen some pretty interesting things on the internet of Madison. I'm sure some of you guys are aware of what First Amendment auditing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people do First Amendment audits there, and the people there absolutely do not like being put on film. So public filming is something that you have to kind of be very cautious of. Like not trying to put people on film and be respectful in that manner, even though it's like our legal right and we can. Like be careful about things like that. Just a little heads up.
Yeah. I get it.
The proof is definitely
Yeah.
out there if you want to see. But other than that, the people are very back in time when it comes to their attitude about things. Like they don't want to be messed with or talked to. Some of them, they just want to be left alone. And then you might be standing in a gas station and somebody come up randomly and just start talking to you out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And
it's different. It's like a few small local towns around here. It's the same way.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think that place is carrying a name because of the tragedy that happened.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And
Be
people
safe,
don't
Chastity.
want, people really don't want to talk about it, and they especially
No.
don't want to see you try to make a dollar off of it. That's what we were told. And if they
Yeah,
find out
absolutely.
you're trying to get compensated for any of it, man, they jump timing quick.
Yeah. Well, our motivations are enough to make it not so bad. Plus, most of us being from there, like, would probably alleviate a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Especially considering it'll probably end up being someone one of us knows, or can like when you meet these people, they start going through a list of people that they know, and they get to somebody you know, and it's usually like maybe 4 or 5 people down.
Those lists always wind up with you being related to somebody through a grandpa that you didn't even know you had.
You know, definitely. I know
All
several
the time down
situations
here.
like that, but still, Madison in itself, yeah, it's a small town. There's not a whole lot to do there, like big city type living or whatever. But I will
Yeah.
say it does have I have an appreciation for the place. It's a good little spot of America, you know,
Yeah.
like as much as it can be America, and that's kind of how I feel. I really am kind of curious if there's anybody like in the chat, you know, that has any questions or anything they want to ask or anything they're wanting us to look for when we're down there.
Yeah, no doubt. If somebody has some ideas and you know about
We'll write them down.
the tragedies there, and there's some things you want to know, let us know. We'll write them down and we'll ask those questions Saturday night because we got 2 hours and we're going to ask a lot of questions.
I would
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
say,
Watching on Instagram.
On Instagram, we got a few people on Instagram tonight. Yep.
I was just gonna say, if anybody who's watching would like to get their hands on the book, White Christmas, Bloody Christmas, don't count on being able to go to a library and check it out. I just remembered this a little bit ago, but most libraries will not let you check the book out anymore due to theft. People just keep stealing the book because it's that popular.
Yep.
Yeah, she had some books there on. She had a collector's edition book on her table. She had 2 or 3 of them. She was selling them for, I don't know, maybe $100-$150. But
Wow, I actually thought more.
She had seen some of those sell for $1,500.
Wow.
Don't doubt it.
That's incredible. Yeah, the way that people do these books is incredible.
Good night, Angel.
Good night, Angel.
Yeah,
Good night,
that's the
Angel.
question that's probably been asked all the moon 1,000 times. You know, why did he do it? Uh, who really knows? Who will ever know?
Yeah, I really don't think we're gonna run into anything Lawson related.
Yeah, we're going. I mean, we'll have to ask the questions that I've probably been asked a million times when you go in there. We'll have to, and we'll just see what we get. You know, V's
Well,
got
it
a way
really,
with words. Chastity shining. That light. She shines everywhere she goes. Uh, just things seem to happen. You know, around you guys. So maybe we'll get more answers than most do, and I don't think we'll have to be there 28 days to do it. I hope not, because we got 2 hours.
when I tell you it's our everyday life, I mean it pretty much is. Like, I have an experience almost every day.
Yeah.
It, but
You know,
it's
G, that's funny you say that because I just had this talk yesterday with somebody. They were asking me about, you know, I can't believe y'all go out and hunt ghosts, and I was like, man, there's more to it than that. But I said, if you would just stop, I said the world's moving so fast in this
mhm.
time, social life we're living in. Everything's on the phone. People got their heads down. There's riding down the road, a million things are happening, and you're paying attention to everything except what's really going on at that moment in that space and time around you. There's no telling what we've all missed because we just simply didn't pay attention to what's going on around us.
You're right. You are 100% right. I believe in that probably more than anything else. With life, people spend so much time on their devices, they don't really get a chance to see what's going on in the world around them. And that's why things are going so fast.
Yeah.
If you stop to smell the roses, so to speak, you end up with a little more time. You
And look,
take in that moment.
I'm guilty of it, man. Just
We
because
are.
I stay so busy. But that's one thing the paranormal has taught me is I do stop now, um, and I'll just say, hey, man, was that a coincidence? Do it again.
Yeah.
You know, I hear a noise in my office at work, and I've been there 7 years, and now I'm questioning sounds I'm hearing. But that's okay. We should all question everything that surrounds us. It is okay. You know, don't be the sheep. Don't be the sheep. You don't have
You
to
know,
be. You weren't
the
born
Bi-
to be a sheep. Stop, look around, and it is okay to ask a question.
I
Yeah.
agree with every bit of that. And it says clearly in the Bible to test all spirits, and it says, "Let no man be your teacher above the Holy Spirit." So that means for anything and everything, you always go to the Spirit. If you pray for the right one to guide you, that energy matches with the Spirit that is supposed to guide you. And if you listen to it, it reveals things. It shows you things. It'll
Yeah,
slow you down in moments that you have anger. It'll slow you down in moments that you might make a irrational decision, or it might give you that clarity for that shift of consciousness you've been looking for. Um, it's something that is a really great journey, and I know that's outside the whole paranormal realm in a way, but it coincides so much, especially when you're going and dealing with things that are left behind that are super negative like this. And there's not just things that are left behind, there are darker entities out there. I mean, we got to see that on the last time we went live with the spirit that was like, pay the price. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's kind of stuck with me.
We've been to a lot of places, and I've seen a lot of people, and I try to remind people this all the time. It is not like what you see on TV. Every place is not demonic. Every place does not have poltergeist activity. So
No,
we don't see that when we go. I mean, really, if we go to 10 places, we're lucky if one place is like that.
Yeah.
And that's the truth from my perspective. But now I will tell you this. I truly do believe something's going on at this place. And I'll my first judge of that is just how Riley reacted when we were there Saturday.
Somebody
I can judge by just him and how he's feeling.
somebody laid the smacketh down on me
So
while I was in there.
and a lot of times when that happens, there's something. I'm not calling it demonic because I do believe in that, but I don't believe that's what it is. I believe there is something dark there, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, it is no doubt in my mind, especially it being Stokes County itself. Like they have several things there that really shouldn't be, but a lot of it's still there because it's allowed to be.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
it's allowed to feed, it's allowed to get what energy it needs, and the people that's aware of it let it stay, or they keep the cycle going, basically. Because, like
Yeah.
Brittany said, history repeats itself, and that's pretty much the only way they keep what they can
Yeah.
keep there. The spirits, I mean. And when I say there's a spirit there that's a python spirit, it is literally just like that. And I'm not the only person to ever say this either. There's been plenty of people in Stokes County that I've talked to that have said around the same thing. And this kind of spirit, it's coupled with anxiety, depression, regret, all these emotions that are meant to really pull at you and keep you in a constant gravity of holding yourself down.
Those things you just said are probably have the biggest effect on somebody when you start messing with someone mentally.
You're going to feel some of this stuff when you're there, like
Yeah.
during times while you're investigating. I absolutely believe that. You can feel some of those things just going into Stokes County. It doesn't have to be just a location, like a specific location. I
Right.
mean, if you guys have never been to Point Pleasant, you might want to plan a trip.
I was going to also add where Madison Dry Goods is, it's in Rockingham County, as y'all know. And Rockingham also has a different type of energy there that they don't like to talk about. It's very
Mhm.
hush hushed. And there's several attractions. Well, not really attractions. They're more locally known that people don't go to unless they say you're crazy if you want to go to them. But both Stokes County and Rockingham County border Virginia.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was having this conversation earlier with Chastity, but I really feel like there's something going on right here at this North Carolina Virginia line, because one actual location in Rockingham and Danville, Virginia is there's a bridge that goes over the Dan River that's known as Satan's Bridge around here. Like, there's just different things that people hush hush about. And like the energy here, even there, it's very anxiety inducing when you're near that bridge area. Like, within about 15-20 minutes of that bridge, you just start getting anxious. And it's just,
Also, while looking for the bridge, it took us about 2 hours of research just to figure out where the location was again.
yeah,
It's hidden. It's buried. It's
but once you find it, you can find certain videos about it. But you have to dig and dig. They don't mention any of it in the Rockingham stories. Like, they try to bury their haunted things because the people around here, either they know about it and they don't do anything or talk about it,
ignore it.
they ignore it, or they interact with it in a negative way somehow. Like,
Mhm.
Satan's
And that's
Bridge
the
is
spirit.
known, yeah.
That's the influence of the spirit, Brittany. Like, it happens all around that area. They just act like nothing's really going on. And this is almost in any place where there's like massive like hauntings and stuff. You either have the people who've embraced it in a unhealthy way to where they're commercializing it, or overly commercializing it, or you have people who are just ignoring it altogether and pretending like nothing's wrong. And by doing that, they're allowing, it to be more powerful. But do y'all remember what Chastity said earlier about it being a windmill of ley lines, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Pilot Mountain itself, it's a knob. And it definitely has a special type of energy. I've walked around that knob myself. I've climbed about halfway up it. You're not supposed to go to the top because there's like a rare eagle or something like that, like a rare bird that you're not supposed to disturb or whatever.
Yeah.
So I never took that chance. I just did the halfway for a picture because it technically was part of the trail. But long
Yeah.
story short, walking around it, you can feel like the pulling of energy, like how this knob was, like how it was formed. And it's not the only time I've seen a knob formation like that. There's other ones throughout America, like close to highways too.
Yeah.
Maybe not very many. I've probably seen one or two, like out around like Montana and the South Dakota type areas. But the way that they're built, they definitely have some kind of resonance with them. And I mean, I don't know if you guys have looked into any kind of research when it comes to like ley lines and paranormal. I'm not saying any of it's 100% true, but it seems to me like they're onto something.
I'm pretty sure I have to fact check myself on this, but I'm pretty sure the knob itself of Pilot Mountain is made of quartz as well, and quartz holds a lot of energy.
Yeah.
It's used
I
in
have
oil,
heard that.
and a
Quartz.
lot of Stokes County is full of quartz. Like it's
You-
just all over it. You
You could
find
just
it
be walking
everywhere.
around and trip over some.
I'm definitely not doubting you at all, but I have a feeling, I mean, or I always thought it was granite. But there is so much quartz in Stokes County, it would not surprise me one bit if like that thing is just, massive quartz all through it. Especially like in cracked areas and stuff. Like it's got a lot of weathering around it for sure. But the whole area there is just very odd. There's definitely Bigfoot like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
area. Like there's a lot of things that happen around there that you really can't explain, and like things that you think you would see or that you did you saw it, but you're like, nah, I don't think I seen it. Like just things that happen really fast up there. Not to mention we got Black Panthers.
Oh yeah, I've seen one.
Yeah, we got actual cam footage last year, I think, or it might have been 2 years ago. But they put it on the news too, just so everybody could see it. But yeah, it was 100% a real Black Panther just walking through the woods.
I don't doubt that. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Quartzite.
What'd you say, Ethan?
Most of Pilot Mountain is made of metamorphic quartzite.
Quartzite?
Yep.
Nice. Oh,
Now-
it's so awesome to have you Googling.
Now, right above it is known as Granite City. It's Mount Airy, or Mayberry is what other people know it as.
Right, so they probably have a lot of granite there, because I know the further south
That's
you go,
right,
it's more
Edna.
slate.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Riley. What was you saying?
No, he was answering Edna. She was wanting to know where we were talking about Stokes County. What was Stokes County up through Rockingham County?
Yeah.
Actually to the Virginia line,
Yeah.
Pilot Mountain area now.
Did we ever tell you guys that Stokes County is the only county in the United States that has its own mountain range?
No.
Yep, it's the only one. It's called the Sorrow Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And that's named after the tribe?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you got Sorrowtown Mountain, Moore Mountain, or Moore's Wall,
Rock.
Hanging Rock,
I've
and
heard
is
of
there
Hanging
one
Rock.
more?
I've never heard of that tribe.
Brown
I've never
Mountain's
heard of
off
that.
to the side.
Did you say Brown Mountain?
It's the one that I'm from. It's more off to the side.
That's
and
what I
it's
thought.
more short. It's more like mound-like. But when you're walking, it is a mountain. But
Yep. They go specifically from one end of the county all the way to the other, and it's the only one in the United States that way.
And they lead towards
Okay.
Pilot Mountain. They're all kind of in a line almost.
Yes. You
That's
can see them clear through Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Alda Moon said, "What tribe?" I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't
Did you say
know.
Sarah?
Sarah.
How do you spell it?
Saura.
Okay, Sarah.
Oh, sorry, Brittany. I didn't realize you was spelling it.
You're fine.
It like cuts you out if I start talking, so it's really easy to interrupt you guys. I super apologize for that.
You're fine.
Well, guys, it's been a good one.
It
We're going to
has.
take it in. Our supper just made it home.
Oh, no doubt.
And I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
I got to get ready too. I got another class in the morning.
Gotcha.
Good
I'll
luck.
see you guys later. Y'all have a
Yeah,
good
I'll
night.
see you this
See y'all.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's
Night.
going to be great.
Brittany and Ethan, thank y'all too.
Thank
We look
y'all.
forward to seeing all of y'all this weekend. It's going to be
Yeah.
great. We're going to have a
Yep.
good time.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I like ghosts.
We ain't going to forget that, brother.
I don't think
Please
we can.
don't.
We even got your shirt that says you like ghosts.
Yeah,
Oh
we're gonna
my
bring you a shirt.
gosh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be like a girl at a tea party on her birthday. I really like ghosts. Please don't forget that.
I don't think you're gonna let us.
Yeah.
I really don't think you'll let us forget it.
Okay, I'm serious.
Good night,
I'm
y'all.
sorry, y'all. I'm trolling at this point.
Good night, y'all.
Yeah, y'all have a good night.
Good night, V. Good night, Brittany and Ethan.
Bye, everybody.
Night.
All right, y'all. So that was it. We announced the big news tonight. We hope you guys are excited as we are about going to Madison Dry Goods this weekend because, good Lord willing, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll be teaming up again. We'll be going with Angel can't make it this weekend.
Angel just messaged me.
Okay, but so he may. I'm not sure. Who knows? I think Angel has something to do.
Yeah.
So it'll be Riley and myself and Dylan with Down South, and we're going to meet up with Chastity Luna Beams and V with our Appalachian Nightmare, and Brittany and Ethan. All those four, unlike us, those four are very familiar with Rockingham and Stokes County.
Yeah.
So we're happy that they can be there, but we're all excited to be able to investigate Madison Dry Goods.
Yes, we are.
After closing time, not during business hours, on our own, and we will have full access to the third floor, which doesn't happen anymore. So we're excited, man. I mean, hope we can get a lot of questions answered.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, if you all are familiar with Madison Dry Goods and mainly it's known for the Lawson family murders, and they weren't murdered there, y'all. The Lawson family was not murdered. They did not die in Madison Dry Goods. It's just where they happened to have a funeral home back in 1929, and that's where the family was taken to get embalmed and prepared to be laid to rest. So not 100% sure why would the Lawsons be. People say they haunt the place. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, but we're going to find out what does haunt the place. The place is haunted. We're going to find out. We'll have our way. We'll find out, and we will be going a little bit live. We're not going to record the whole thing. We won't bore you with all of it, but we've all agreed we will do a little live.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. But thank y'all for joining. You got anything else you want to say
That's
before we cut it
all I
off?
wanted to. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. Well, we're going to close it, y'all. Thank y'all for getting on here.
Thank you all.
Be looking out for us Saturday. We'll let you know what our plans are and times
Wait,
we'll be going live.
There is one thing we need to say because next week we've been going notorious with these Wednesday night lives. Next week
It's
Christmas
Yep.
falls on a Wednesday, so we will probably
We'll probably do our live because we will go live next week. We're not going to do it on Christmas. We'll probably go live maybe Thursday.
Yeah.
We've done some Thursday nights, but we'll probably go live next Thursday night instead of Wednesday. Hopefully we'll have some good results from the investigation this weekend we can talk about.
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway.
So.
And we'll let you know how things what happens and how things conspire.
Of course I'll update the page as that time gets here.
Yeah. But anyway, and in the meantime, y'all pray that Santa Claus brings us some
new
studio equipment so we can TikTok can see us. We're gonna have some camera stuff, we hope. More comfortable things because my back is killing me sitting in this hard chair right now.
Yeah. My ass is asleep.
And your ass is asleep, and it's hurting, I'm sure, because you ain't got no meat on your ass and them bones. So your butt bone's probably rubbing on that wood chair.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, y'all, again, thank y'all. We look forward to getting with you again and hope you guys share us out, like us and share us and all that stuff I don't understand. So maybe the
Yeah.
algorithm will start agreeing with us, and we'll spread like wildfire along with all our friends too. It ain't just about down south. We're all about helping everybody else.
Yeah.
So close it off tonight.
And until the investigation this weekend, you can catch us out at that down south out.
Good night.